Hello, fourth graders, and welcome to lesson 2.13. Today, we are going to look at this guy right here. Now, some of you might have heard it called an in and out box before. Okay, sometimes it's called a function machine. So, what's going to happen here is that we're going to have a rule, and then what goes in and what goes out. So, what you can imagine is that whatever the rule is going to be on this line right here, right? So if we take this and let's make it bigger, we'll just cover up all these words here. And what we're going to have, oh, some of the words are on top here. Let's bring this to the front. So if we have a rule, right? Let's imagine that we have a very basic rule like +5. So we can think about this like this, right? We might know the rule. And so we might have a 6 here and an 8 and an 11. And over here we might have a 20 and over here we might have a 55. So what I'd like you to think about is that okay, so the rule is always going to go right here on the line. So +5, so +5, +5, +5, +5. See how this is going to work? Because whatever the rule is, when a number goes in, see, when it goes in the machine, then something happens to it and then it comes out. So if we take a 6, right, and put it in the machine, it's going to get 5 added to it and come out 11. If we put an 8 in the machine, going to get 5 added to it and come out 13. If we put an 11 in the machine, it's going to get 5 added and come out as 16. Now be careful. What if we have a 20 here? What if it comes out as a 20? Well, we have to work backwards, right? We have to go this way. So we have to think, well, what did it start as? So in order to do that, we have to subtract 5 to go backwards, right? To go backwards, we have to do the opposite or the inverse. So here we would have 15. If it came out 55, it had to start as 50. This is what a function machine is, or an in-out box is another way to say that. Now, our goal here, right? We're working with number patterns that follow a given rule, right? These function machines kind of provide a pattern in their answers. So we've kind of talked about how it works, and it's so it's kind of like the chef, right? He says, "Welcome to my kitchen. I need an assistant chef that will follow my rules. When you place a number of items into my pot, something magical happens. A new number of items pop out. Let's start cooking. We have some very hungry customers." All right, so imagine that the machine here is his pot. So different problems that we could have. I want to actually get to the 4 types here. There's 4 types of function machines that we might need to know. Sometimes we will know the rule and we have to figure out what comes out, right? So we know the rule, we see what's in, we're subtracting 15. So 30 minus 15, oh, I drew on it. Let's try to not draw on it. Let's see if I can move this. Would be 15, right? Subtracting 15. What if I took 90 minus 15? Well, 90 minus 10 is 80, plus 90 minus 5 more is 75. What if 65 goes in here? So right, every between all of these is minus 15, minus 15, minus 15, minus 15. That's a 5. So 65 minus 15, what would come out there? If you said 50, you're correct, right? 50 would come out here. 110 minus 15, well, take off 10 first, get down to 100, 5 more, 95. So sometimes we know the in, we have to figure out the out. Sometimes we know the out, and we have to figure out the in. So we have to do the inverse, like we were talking about, right? So in between each one of these is plus 100. And I don't have room to write it in between them all, but it's always in here. So to go backwards, we have to subtract 100 and get 250. minus 100, 20. How much is here? Yes, 565. 421 turns into 321. So when we have to go backwards, we have to do the opposite. Sometimes, look at this. Look what we don't know here. We don't know the rule. So we have to figure out what the rule is based on the in and out box. Now, a lot of times people look at the first one and they're like, oh, okay, 7 to 49, that's adding 42. So that has to be the rule. Well, that's a good guess, but now look at this one. So 2 plus 42, is that 14? No, right? So the rule has to work for all of these. So if the number is going up and it's not adding, you know what it is, multiplying. So 7 times 7 equals 49. Does 7 times 7, excuse me, does 2 times 7 equal 14? Yes. Does 9 times 7 equal 63? Yes, again, and it works down here also. So our rule is multiply by 7. Ooh, I threw that. Here we go. Wow. And lastly, sometimes we have a mix here. We know some of these items, but not all of them. Wow, this one's a really hard one, right? So where if you look at 1 pound costs $3.75. So 2 pounds has to cost double that, right? $7.50. So what's happening here, right? Oh, we've written a little word problem here. So sometimes we have to figure out the other items, right? We have to figure out a little bit of the rule and a little bit of the in and out box. All right, there's our objective today. Here's our math journal page. You need to go ahead and open this page to page 63. All right, so on page 63, I'm going to actually help you with the third one. This is going to be the one that we do together. You'll get to do the rest. So this says 12 inches in a foot. Now, we have talked a lot about feet and inches and about how, make this even bigger for us, how if you want to convert feet to inches, you're going to multiply times 12. And so you can see this in this guy right here. 3 times 12 equals 36. So let's do this one because this one's a pretty good one to start with. So 3 times 12 equals 36. What's 10 times 12? 10 times 12 is 120, right? Count by tens. 120. Now we have something missing here. What do you want to put? We can put anything we want here. Let's put 5 because we can do 5 times 12. What's 5 times 12? You can count by fives. Yeah, 60. All right, this one's harder. Look at this. Okay, 100 and excuse me, 204. Well, I know that 120 is equal to 10. So I'm gonna if I take 100 and 204 minus 120, then that's going to tell me how much more I have, how many more inches I have left. So 84, and I had to borrow here. 84. Well, look at this. 60 would give us 5. So I'm going to subtract 60. So now we're up to 15, right? 15 feet so far. And 24, I know that's 2 more 12s. So this was 10 12s, 5 more 12s, and 2 more 12s. 17. Okay, this one's a big one. This one is 60. 60 times 12 equals 720. Okay, so what patterns do you see now? Right. Well, I know that the rule is here, but we just don't want to just repeat the rule here. One pattern that I see is that all of the outs are even. You could write that here. I also see, what else do we see? Odd, odd, even, odd. No, that's not really one. Yeah, that's the only pattern I'm seeing right now. Do you see any more patterns? If you do, you can put it here, right? You're multiplying times 12 each time. So you're going to describe whatever patterns that you see in this box. All right, here we go. You are now going to get a chance to finish that. So you have number one, number two, number four, and then I believe on the last one, oh no, there it is, number four. Number four is to create your own. Okay, you get to create your own in and out box. All right, that's where we're going to wrap up today, fourth graders. Let's check to make sure that, yeah, there's some shapes and patterns, but I don't really want to go into that. Just one, two, three, and four. Three is done. All right, fourth graders, that is all for today. If you need any help with anything, please let me know, and good luck.